everyone. This video is about insider trading. Insider trading, as the term is usually used, means the act of buying or selling a company's stock on the basis of inside information about the company. Inside or insider information about a company is confidential or proprietary information about a company that is not available to the general public outside the company, but which would have a material or significant impact on the prices of the company's stock. Here, insider trading means the act of using the insider information, that is confidential information which is not released to the public yet, for personal users of the insiders. It is called insider trading. Here, insiders means the people who get access to the confidential informations of the company. It may be the board of directors, managers, or any worker who has the access to this information. They are called insiders, and these insiders using the confidential information for the personal gain is called insider trading, which is mostly considered as illegal activity. There are some people who argues that insider trading is not illegal. Let's see the argument. First one, a crime with no victims. Insider trading can be considered as a crime with no victims. It is argued that insider trading creates an uneven playing field and the laws wants to protect the average investors, but the insider trading does not have any direct impact on the counterparty. Therefore, it cannot be considered as a crime. Here, a crime can be, here we can call anything as a crime only it affects someone directly. But in case of insider trading, nobody is going to get affected directly. Therefore, we can say there will not be any victim if insider trading takes place in the market. So, insider trading cannot be considered as a crime. That is the first argument. Information efficiency benefits the average investors. Here, information is the driver of the market efficiency. By encouraging people to seek out non-public information and bring that to market more quickly, market can reduce volatility, lessen the exposure to bad information, and increase the exposure to good information, each of which benefits all the market participants. Here, the market always runs with the help of information. Insider information always beneficial for the investors because the insiders will not come up with any wrong information. They are always selling the right information, which helps the investor to get the information more quickly. When the information reaches the market fast, the investors can make more profit easily. Information always leads to efficiency to the market. Therefore, insider information cannot be considered as a wrong act. That is the second argument. It is hard to separate proprietary research and insider information. Many times, the line is blurred between information and research. Let's try to understand this with the help of an example. If a team is sent to an organization to study their sales performance, and this team comes up with a result saying the sales is increased from past month to this month, it becomes research. On the other hand, an investor has a friend who is a manager in the organization. While having a conversation, this investor comes to know that the sales is increased from past month to this month. Then it becomes insider information. The information is same. In the first place, it becomes research. In the second place, it becomes insider information. So, drawing the line between research and insider information is very, very difficult. Next one, there is selective enforcement. If someone receives insider information, one may be able to prove it when they acted on the piece of information and almost never prove when they don't act. Here, proving the information proving the insider trading is very difficult. For example, if an investor purchases the security based on the insider information, we can prove the presence of insider trading because he acted on the information. On the other hand, if the investor decides not to sell the security because of insider information, we cannot prove anything because he he didn't act directly on the insider information. Therefore, proving the presence of insider trading is very difficult. Insider information doesn't guarantee outcomes. There are many instances where even if insider had prefer perfect information, he wouldn't know how the market would react to all the information. Here there are there are investor who receive the information but has no idea how this information is going to affect the company in the market. In that case, this information becomes of no use to that inside that investor. Here this insider information doesn't guarantee this outcome because this investor doesn't know how to use this information. That is all about the arguments for insider trading. Here it is a crime with no victims. It is not affecting anyone directly. Information efficiency benefits the average investor. If insider information exists, it increases the efficiency of the market. It is hard to separate the proprietary research and insider information. It is very difficult to differentiate between the research and insider information. There is selective enforcement. If the investor doesn't act on this insider information, it cannot be proved. Insider information doesn't guarantee the outcome. If the investor doesn't have any idea about the effect of this information on the company, he won't be able to receive any benefit out of this information. These are the arguments for insider trading. Arguments against insider trading. Fairness. Insider trading is unfair because the two parties do not have equal access to the information. The stock market is supposed to be fair market, one in which everyone potentially has equal access to all the information. Stock market should treat all the investors equally. All the investors should have access to the information at the same time. If insider trading exists, some investor receives the information quickly than other investor. It removes the fairness of stock market. Therefore, it is not right. Proprietary rights. Some argue that insider trading involves misappropriation of information, a form of stealing. An insider who takes confidential information and uses to enrich himself is in the effect a thief stealing what is not his. Here these insiders are using the information which are not released to the public yet. It is equal to stealing. The proprietors have the rights which is getting affected because of the insider trading activities. Harm. Insider trading is wrong because of the social harm it causes. Given that we understand causing harm expansively as causing failure to attain optimal social welfare or social good. Here this insider trading affects the society in a different ways. It may lead to reduction in the size of the market because many investors decide to leave the market because of this insider trading. It may also lead to increase in the fees of the brokers and other marketers, mainly because the insiders are selling the information for higher prices. So it is harmful for the investors. Fiduciary duty. A fiduciary duty is a duty of utmost loyalty and trustworthiness that an agent may be said to owe to his principal. Insider trading risks the fiduciary relationship of an agent and its principal. Here, Every member who is considered as an insider owe a fiduciary duty to their organization. They have to be loyal to their organization. But if insider trading is acceptable, then they are breaking their fiduciary duty. They are being disloyal to their organization, which is not a right thing. Deception. Courts have always seen insider trading as a kind of fraud, namely security fraud. Deception can be understood inherently wrong from any harm it causes. Deception. This insider trading is considered as a fraud, specifically security fraud by the court of law. Therefore, it is a wrong thing. These are the arguments against insider trading. Here, first thing, fairness. This stock market has to be fair for all the investor. Insider trading affects the fairness of the stock market. Proprietary rights. The owners have the rights. These these insiders are not supposed to steal the information which is belong to the owners of the organization. Harm. This insider trading is very harmful for the society in different ways. Fiduciary duty. The insider should be loyal to their organization. Their fiduciary duty gets broken because of the insider trading. Deception. This insider trading is considered as a deception by the court of law. To conclude, insider information exists for the benefit of the company and its shareholders. It's therefore presumptive theft for an insider to trade on this information without the agreement of its owners. If insider trading were to be legalized, it would place a strain on the relationship between corporate insiders and shareholders, and individuals would be much less likely to trust the corporate world and less likely to buy shares and invest in companies. And that wouldn't be good for the economy, shareholders, or the society in general. Insider informations are the confidential information which are not released to the public yet. Using this information for the personal gain is not always good. Here, therefore, we can say insider trading should not be legalized, because if it is legalized, many investors would lose trust on the stock market. That is about insider trading. Thank you.